G'day, how you going? Ian Apples here, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I like to teach you how to paint in acrylic. This, like I said, it's going to be a beach sand dune, bit of wind blowing and an old rickety rackety stump sticking out of the sand. So get on over here and let's get right into it. I'm going to just do the sky first. So I want to grab some craft paint. Now I've only got a half size canvas here because we want to get the sky, so I want a beautiful sky. So the best way to get a beautiful sky, retarder, soft-bodied craft paint, titanium white, just so we can prime up the sky. I just want this top half, nice, easy, small canvas here. Now, I've got different blues. I want to have a cobalt blue sky today. So I'm doing a daytime. This is sort of in the afternoon, I think. Stroke it left and right with the tip of my putter on a brush. There we go. Nice thin film on there, beautiful. I'm going to wipe that in a rag. Like cerulean blue, no, not cerulean blue, sorry, I'm used to saying that because that's the main colour I use. And I got some toning grey down here. Now these paints, I tell you, they're my go-to paints. I love them immensely. And I want a little bit of permanent alinzarine to get some, try and get some real colours going on here. Now I'm going to pick up the blue on my brush. Don't even need this big putter on a brush, but I'm going to use it anyway. Top of the sky, right across, massage it in. Now I'm going to bring it down to the bottom, so it'll come lighter. I deliberately want it lighter. Now if you look at the ends down the bottom, it's faded there, so I'll get some of it in there. Push it around, don't be shy. You control your paint where you want it to go. I want to stroke that left and right again and get it nice thin film on there, just like so. Now I want to get some pollution in the horizon area of our sky there. Down here, I want a bit of the grey and blue, which is here. Get over there, you. Bit of the grey and blue, there we go. Not too much. Now I want a tidbit of this permanent alinzarine in there. Not too much. Not too much. Now I'm going to come from the bottom. Yeah, this is a different vibe. See, I've got that red and the grey in there. Pick up some more. And I'm going to come up into my sky. I've just added a touch more red into that. Oh wow, too much. I'll try and do a lens then here and just push it out. Okay. Now that's looking okay. I'm happy with that. Let's grab my fan brush, and this colour here I want to use with a bit more grey later. So I'm going to pick this up and make some clouds in my sky. If it's your first time here, give me a hello and tell me how you saw me. Now I just want to create some clouds, getting the bottoms and billowing up there like that and coming right up into the sky. I love doing so many different arrays of clouds, facets of clouds, to teach you beginners just what you're capable of doing instead of doing just the one type of cloud. Now I've got this putter on a brush, me blending brush, and I've got a kitchen towel there, and I want to get this into that colour here, the darker horizon colour. I want to scoot this out like so. Now look what's on my brush. It's got to be wiped. Thank you, Donna. This is not a replay, this is live if you're watching it right now. The red bar at the bottom of the video is solid, you can't fast forward it. That means it's live. If you can fast forward it, it means you're watching the replay. I'm going to add yumminess into these clouds later, so just want to twist and turn all that into that wet sky colour. There we go. At the moment they're probably one dimension. How's that cloud looking? Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll just thicken that up a bit there, because when I add yumminess I can break that up. Now I need to wash that fan brush out and dry it. Just pinch it dry. Pick up some more white And we'll get some other cloud going. So I want something right here, real heavy. There we go. Something like that. And then some, these are what I call cirrus clouds. They're just the high cirrus clouds, and they're gap fillers, great gap fillers for filling in your sky. Okay, where are we? See how easy I put that stuff on? I want you to know that it is that easy. Hang on, I'm going to get this about there. Get you there. Get you there. Now we'll get this coming down. See, it's pulling in some of that red. Now, I hate them just being like a camel hump. In my mind, I'm always trying to distort that vibe. So I'll explode the end out here. And now the cirrus cloud, I'll just simply soften that into the painting. You got no hard edges, it's just soft cotton, like cotton candy floating in the sky in the wind. That one there, I want to do something different with that. Okay, now just try and get rid of any uniform. I don't want it to. There we go. And this one here, I want to bring down. Now, I'll just wipe that brush. I won't wash it, because I want to pick up the grey, and I'm adding some of that red and that blue. Just to add in the weather in those clouds. So attaching the bums, I want to get a bum on that. It's grey, but it does have a vibe of the red in there. So that's going to come up into that white along here, fingering up into that white there. All sorts of stuff going on in that cloud there. I don't know if you can see it. And what you do, you just sit that into the white colour there, getting rid of those hard edges. And then when we add the yumminess, these clouds turn into 3-dimension that easy with acrylics. I only paint in acrylics for those new people here. I'm going to grab a bit more of that colour, and I want to bring some of this there. Bringing it right down the horizon there, right down. I think I need a bit more in this bit here. A little bit too shy. And then after this, I'm just simply going to add the yumminess. I'm not going to put this in the cirrus cloud. Now look here, I could see something. My yumminess will distort that, that's fine. So I'll just get rid of that fan brush. I'll grab another one. I've got to move my caddy out the way because it sits right over my shoulder where I'm painting, so it's a very awkward way I paint, but it's the only way I can paint where I can give you guys the best film advantage. Hello, Aurora. No members in here yet, eh? Now, I simply get this yumminess to create the cloud. We've got the grey there. And what you're doing is simply, where's the camera? Leaving that vibrancy there, but just killing the hard edges. Wipe your brush so you can control how powerful or weak you make that look. Need to look in my monitor there, that one. That's not too bad, I don't like that there. My rubber gloves are quite good too, because that rubber acts as a substitute brush object. There we go. That's not too bad, not the best, but it'll do. And something in this, just a bit there, maybe a bit cracking up there. Just like so. And we simply sit all that down. Into our cloud. I like using the finger, it's not bad. How are we? Get a bit more white, just tapering along this bit. Let me try that finger again. I like it. Because it's rubbery and grippy and distorty. I'm just going to look and see if there's anywhere I need to change in my monitor there. I'll have a look. Right there. And I want to bring this down the horizon there. If it's going to show, maybe it isn't. Yeah, it's a little faint cloud. So what I'll do, just to fix this up, is come along here, all the way along the bottom. Boom. Use a brush if you don't have gloves like me. And I want to leave the top hard, but bring the bottom right down into that atmosphere colour. Pull it out, there we go. Explode that out at the end there. Can I have a look at that, please? That's fine, it's not quite what I'm after, but it'll do. Clouds and nemesis, aren't they? All right, there's our simple, effective ocean beach vibe sky. I want a little bit of white, so I want to make this water happen so quick and effective. Hopefully I don't have enough water dripping out of that brush that disturbs my painting. I'm acrylic anyway, nothing like Bob Ross. Everything I do is always in acrylic. And there's a principle to painting, and we've got to try and do the best we can with those principles. Now with this white, because I put masking tape onto my canvas there, I don't want to put this right against the tape. So I'm going to put this there. This is just to simply get me water going. So I'm going to bring it to that blue there, just like that. It's a little bit, where are we, get there? Because I hate having that white line against your tape when you pull it off. There we go. This is only probably an 8 by 6 by 8. I'm wiping that brush. G'day Laura Lou. He's all going. Don't be scared to give me the thumbs up. And if it's your first time here, I hope I'm providing you some beautiful free content here. It's a gift from me to you. It's a free gift from me to you, so I hope you enjoy it. Now there's just some simple what do you call it? Oh, this brush is knackered. Turquoise. What happened to this brush? I want it to be dark. I might have to add some blue in it. Now I can come against that tape and there'll be this colour paint against it, not the white. Nice and thin, nice and thin. Now see that white, how it's making it do that? I've got to get a bit more once I'm happy with where I need it all. Okay, that's it. I'm going to wipe it to get the build up off, and I want to get some more of that and get it nice and dark out there. So we'll just stamp it on like so. Now I'm hoping this video doesn't shut down on me like the earlier one did. That's why I haven't done lives for a long time. Get that right across there. Nice dark turquoise ocean. You're not going to see much of this because the sand dunes are going to be in the way. The champion in this painting is the sand dune, and I told you that for nothing. Alrighty. Now that can just taper there. Oh, it doesn't have to taper even. Careful, I'm getting carried away now. I'm making it too light. All right, now pulling that tape off. Best way to pull tape off is get one of your knives underneath, lift it back and pull it off. And we've got no white line there. That's because I didn't put the white paint right against the tape. Okay, where are we up to? Now, I want to do some sand. Some sand dune sand. So I want some cadmium yellow light, dioxazine purple. I'll use a little brush to mix this, and some white. We've got some white there. Now, where's a decent brush? Is that a decent? That'll do. Now, here's me. Let's grab some of this. It's going to make me sand. Having purple is a warm colour, and it's going to indicate warmth in your sand. I could have just put white in not yellow ochre, but this makes it up as well. Now I'm going to start at the bottom because, oh look at that, that white paint's still wet. I want to peel it on there. Pretty much to the water there. It can fade into the water a bit, doesn't matter. Because once I get this colour on there, I can probably give it a bit of a dry. This is the dark values within the sand dune. I'm just painting it all in there first. Glad I used, I think I might just use these half sides for me lives until I really get my act together again, because I've been out of action for a while. Because we're going to have something coming up higher as well. We're not looking into the water. We're over here. The water's going to, see my hand? The water is going to be down there like that. You got me? Now, simply grab some white. Even this colour white. Into that. And then start lightening it up where you want. Now what I want to do is probably, oh, there's a bit of a hair there, fluff, cat fluff. Come here. Now what I'm going to have to do, bear with me a minute because look at all that green I'm pulling in there. I've got to dry it now, and I want to start again. Because what I want to do is put that bit there behind these forward dunes, coming up about here somewhere, coming way up here somewhere, coming down again, and probably coming down there. Now what I need is a bit more white paint just to depict that. See, if that water was wet, it'd be hard for me to get this pushed over it. See how it's trying to bleed through? Okay, I'm going to get some more white paint onto the palette. Picking up some more white paint into that mixture, and we're coming a lot brighter. I could have used a better brush, eh? I've got lousy brushes, I'm telling you right now. I just use what I can get hold of. I don't use anything in particular. Where are we? Over here again. A lot of practicing, it really does. You really, everyone out there that aren't aware of it, art, it needs a lot of practice. Now I'm just going to kind of shape these dunes before I get some grass on them. Try and get them a bit lighter. I wonder if that grey, how that grey is going to work. I've added a little bit of grey just to see what it's doing there. I won't overcomplicate it. So that'll be the dune there. Because we're going to have more divots and stuff in here. I'm just getting the basis of it. We've got the dark colour there, got the light over it, but we've got some dark sticking through. Now I do want to grab, what brush am I going to use? Me mongoose fan brush. I'll use that. And we need some green, perylene green. This will give us our dark green. Now I'm going to try with this brush. So, let's see how we go. Okay, this is on the tape, so that's fine. That'll do it. So I want a little bit here. Now I'm not going to put it all on the edge. You got to remember when you're painting stuff to try and bring things from a row back and forth from each other. Just try and remember those vibes, and you'll have happy moments forever and a day. So this is just the darkness. I want to get some grass scooting up there in a scootable kind of a way. Let me bring you over here a little bit closer if I can, without you seeing the back of my ears, because I've got a lot of cabbage and potatoes growing in my ears, and you don't need to see all my fruit and veg. Okay, so this is kind of making some dark grass. Now see, I've put that grass there. Mind your ears, I've got to dry the darn thing so it's not going to mud up. I want to bring some of that in, and in doing that, I'm pretty much creating like a triangle here from the back edge of it. And then I'll taper it, get more on your brush. Just so as you're creating distance and depth within your painting, little different sizes as well. And then hopefully, when we put the highlights on and that, this is not going to look just flat. My stick's too long. It's annoying. Okay, so we're going to have some of this now. All this is bigger grass here, so I'm going to try. This brush does it all right. I've done weird mongoose grass out of this brush. I call it mongoose grass because I use my mongoose brush. Now I want to get some of it forward here. I want to be able to see some of the water in between, not too much though. Just keep looking at your work and analysing it. I want some scratchy bits there. Where are we? Hopefully the light's all good here. What is it if I turn that out? It's too dark. No, bugger that. Okay, and I want some of this kind of, before I finish that there, I want to get the distant bits done so as I don't miss out on them. So we'll come over here. Just get bits and bobs on here. I need a smaller brush, but this'll do all right. I'll have to tilt it up a bit more. You don't want to make the actual shapes with the dark colour. This is just putting the depth in there. You actually make the shape of the plant, the object that you're painting, with the next vibe, with the next colour. There we go. Because I want to get some highlight of the sand dune, pushing that back as well. Get some height in there, not too much, that's fine. And I want to get a lot of this now, coming over here and sort of laying down. The mongoose brush is saving me. Okay, now I'm going to get the forest green and I'll add that yellow in it so you'll be able to see what's on top here. Give that a dry so as it's not going to mud up, of course. So I've just got simple forest green. I'll grab a flat brush to mix it, and some cadmium yellow medium, not light, medium. I can mix up a yellow green. Is that camera catching this? Just down here like that. Get some water in it. Inculate it so it's nice enough, not too much, just enough to transfer from your brush to your canvas. Because there's nothing worse than having it not sticking. Alrighty, I'm quite happy with that. Now I'll go back to my mongoose brush, the same brush I used to create the depth. I'll use the same brush to get the same colour for the other bits now. Let's hope this is just, where's my yellow ochre? I need some yellow oxide as well. There we go. This is just easier, instead of me getting dioxazine and cadmium yellow light. I want to get some of this onto some of this green mixture, and I want to put this in first before the green. Now this colour here, what I'm doing, this is the dead dried out stick colour within your shrubs. Have a look at shrubs and you'll see what I'm talking about. You don't see just green, you see the dead brown woody colour as well in some of the foliage. And we'll get some of this mainly at the base, trickling up, leaving that dark there. I'm going to have to come back later with the dark to shadow it down. This is just a fine colour here somewhere. Get some more on the brush. Is that close enough? Let me make sure it is. Nothing worse than not being able to see. Okay. How was everybody's day? Where's everybody from? Tell me where you're from. What parts of the world are we reaching tonight? This is not really, doesn't look like a dead colour much, but once we get the forest green on it, it should look alright. Because this grass out on the dunes, it's never really vibrant, fresh and green like lettuce green. It's always a little bit dry and dead. Now before I put the highlighted green on there, I want to grab just a little, I don't know, I'll grab a little flat brush somewhere where I've got one here. Because look at the grass, look at it. It's floating, it's sitting there. So I want to grab the perylene, even a bit of the forest green in the perylene, because the perylene's quite see-throughy. And I just want to get some of this. Jean Thompson, hello Jean Thompson. And I want to wipe a lot of it off. I want to get shadow. I want to kiss it down onto the sand there and kind of give it a vibe so it's not look like it's floating on the damn sand. Nothing worse than doing a painting and you think in your head, that's looking alright, but everyone else looking at it thinking, that's looking like snot. We also consciously think our work's looking not the best and we hope everyone likes it, but you just do what you can do and that's all there is to it. Kind of set that down. Let me have a look in the monitor. That's a little bit better, you can see what I mean. Now this one here, I'm coming from within it, because when I put the highlights in, it'll come to play. Now I'm giving this a bit of a scrumble. I'm looking at the sand dune now. I'm going to make some kind of whispery moving out bits from there as well. Let me have a look at that. So if anything, I'm making a bit of a dip there. Whether it looks like that or not, I don't know, but at the end of the day, should look all right. Bit of a shadow there where it's lifted up and leaning over. I'm just using a flat brush, one that I'm not too concerned about if the ends get a bit damaged. I did buy some new ones, but I didn't want to use them for this because I don't want to ruin them straight away. And in this shadow we can depict more thickness, forward and backwards bits within our highlighter colour when we put the highlights on there. Now, so I'll grab more cadmium yellow medium and this green, and we want that a lot lighter now, a lot lighter. Always add the darker colour to your light colour. I need more yellow there. There we go, that's a beautiful yellow green there. You can buy that stuff in a tube or mix it up yourself. There we go. Now I will get some water with that. How long have we been going for? 44 minutes. Okay, now I'll grab my mongoose brush. Load him up there. Is the camera on down there? Yes, it is. Now we're going to just highlight some of it, leaving the dark coming from the shadow. Look at that. And just gingerly, scratchingly highlighting this. Can we have a look at that? It does look a bit, that big, hard bit there I don't like, but I'll make sure I won't do that in the other bits. Now I'm getting it on and I want to bring some forward. Now, if I got time, I will, but I don't know if I don't have time, well then I won't. I might put some cattails on these things here. See if I've got time or not. Now I want you to see something what I've done here. They kind of look like they're coming down over the sand dune there. They're not just a line at the back. And why I say that is because I used to do that when I was learning how to paint. Ooh, a bit thick there. Now I'm going to just try and get the tips of these a bit yellowier. I thought it was longer than that, Bruce. I thought you were 2018, so that's probably 5 years ago. Was you probably right, but I don't know. Yeah. Just kind of getting the tips of these where they're in the light, a bit brighter, and something forward here a bit, maybe. Get rid of those hard edges. Looking fine, I'm kind of saving it. We put ourselves under so much pressure, don't we? Paddy Miner, good morning. Yeah, so big cyber hugs and kisses to you, Paddy. Thank you for supporting my channel every month. And if you want to be like Paddy Miner, hit the join tab for the price of a cup of coffee every month, and they're much appreciated from me. And you get shout outs like this in the live. You get more attention than other people in the lives. So where are you from, Paddy Miner? Did you tell me? Yes, from the OKC. I'm from WA, Australia. Western Australia is the WA. Alrighty-o, looking good. Now let's put the hero into this painting. Okay, I'll put that down there. Dark shadow, so what I want to use is probably, I've got my grey. Where did I grab my grey? Here it is. Got grey, and I've got, where is it? Here it is, Prussian blue. I love Prussian blue lately. So get you back down here. Got some grey, got some Prussian blue. Hopefully it's going to work. I'll give it a go, see what happens. I want to create a shadow So Prussian blue and grey, is that going to do it? Now a bit of this red. We'll see how much red. I just killed it with the red, but I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. Now where's my, I'll grab a bit of dioxazine purple from there just to see what it's going to do. Now that's too purpley, so I'm going to try a bit of black. I don't want it black though, I want it grey. Yeah, that's it, that's the vibe I'm looking for. That's the vibe I'm looking for. So I'm just going to grab the white and the cadmium yellow and start making the brighter divots, the shadowy divots in the sand. See, that dioxazine in the yellow pretty much does the same thing as well, but it just adds more realism to it. Now what I want to do is get us some of this, get it off there, and then I want to get on there, come on. Just by making wind ripply bits and bobs within the sand, you know. I'll have a look in the monitor there just to see how that's looking. Yeah, not too bad. You want it very wet. Now, I don't want to bring it down. I want to kind of spider it out like that. So the next one is going to simply come, it's very light, this way here. And over here a bit more. What's the sound like, Reese? Is it still okay?
I mean, different things. Seems alright. When I was last on.
Taurus, someone. Yes, someone said yes. What are they saying yes to? You need to tell me what you're saying yes to. This is just simple divots in the sand from the wind. You know, the little wavy dunes that the wind makes. Sound good. Thank you, Patty. Thank you very much. Now, where did I want a bit of a bright bit scooting up there? And there we go. Make me hole, so I'm going to have a hole about here. It doesn't need to be this colour, but I'm putting it there because I'm going to get the grey there. You might think, what's that? Pretty easy to do. Now I'm going to get some of the grey without the blue in it if I can. Got that many colours on my palette here. And I want to get some of that off the brush. Get some grey next to that colour there. Where are we? It's not dry. I probably needed the painting dry. Just creating light and dark everywhere. Where are we? Kind of. Get this. Oh, I had to get some blue in there, didn't I? Hopefully I can hide that. Now I'll use this grey. Oh, I'll use that colour that I mixed up now with the grey and the what do you call it? the grey and the Prussian blue. Where are we? That's me hole. So I've got me hole and I've got some sticky out hairs coming there. So I want to get this shadow kind of the shape of me dune there. Now lo and behold, I've got to get another brush because look at all those diculated pieces sticking out there and they're turning my bullshit into snot. So I'm going to have to grab me, I'll use my dagger brush if I can control this. And I want to make my shadow. And my shadow is going to come inside the hole. You'll see what I mean when I finish it. Inside the hole. And then see those bits that I put on? I'm going to try and go over them. Get your paint inky enough. I hope the camera's a little bit close enough. Because like I said, I don't used to see inside my ears. It is a shadow, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I want to get this coming in the hole. Now let's grab the hole. There. Pull it upwards. Just like that. When we put the stump in there, it's going to just show what we're doing. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to wash that brush, put some of the highlighted sand on there before I put my thing in. I love the colours. Sand is a tough one. Yeah, sand is a tough one, isn't it, eh? Where's me, the brown? Here it is here. So I'll grab a bit of the darker vibe of it, which is there, and a bit of there. Ah, you know what? I'll just grab, where are we? I'll just grab some burnt umber. Get some burnt umber on my brush. Just to get me hole looking good. I'll give this a dry so as I can put me stump in there. It's not dark enough. Where did I put the black? All the way over there. So I'm grabbing a little bit of the burnt umber and black just mixed together. But lo and behold, I've got white in the brush, so it keeps mixing it to grey. So here we go again. Just mixing down here a bit of burnt umber and black, because this can be the stump colour as well. So I'll come up nice and tight. Now I want my stump coming. I don't want it to stop in the middle there. I don't want it to stop on the horizon line. I want it to stop up here. Now in Australia we get a lot of this stuff going on, these sort of lonely old stumps, old rotten fence posts or something you might want to call it. Now to get the top of it, pretty much, where's there? I want that about there. So I want that about there and coming to about there. Because I need this bit of the hole left vacant, so it's adding the illusion. I'll get my camera a bit closer if I can. Now this is just burnt umber and black. Coming from there. Now the very bottom where this is on the sand, because it's inside the wind, decayed, the hole blown out by wind, it's very tight along there. And up here, whoa, it keeps going wider in a spot I don't want it to be wide. Okay. That'll do. Now this doesn't have to be dry because it can marble up, it can be tacky. We'll finish the stump before we finish the shadow. I've got some grey, alright? Now I'm grabbing the burn umber and the black. Burn umber and the black. Getting at the vibe I want, and I'm going to gradually go lighter. There we go, a little bit more. It can be marbly, it doesn't have to be fully mixed. Now I'm getting it into my brush. I'm loading my brush up the way I want it to come out of my brush. See what I'm doing on the side of my brush here? I'm pushing it on there because I want to try and load it, you know, paint it like that if I can, if that makes sense. Now let's see if we can make Chris Duffy happy and get the tippity top of it with no black, just pulling down a little bit, just on there like so. Okay, I'll grab me Malcolm stick, me mouse stick, and now I want to come, the top of this pole is pretty much like that, you see? You feel me? There we go. We're going to highlight this, mid-tone it, highlight it, and add the depth. All right, so this is going to come down now. Down there, you. Nothing coming off me brush onto the bloody canvas, is it? All right, I don't want that bulging out there like it did with the darker colour. Like I said, this is a mid-tone. If anything, I'm going to make this right side the brighter side. Can I have a look at that? Yeah, it's not too bad, it's not the best, but we've got to highlight it yet. Get more of that colour in there, there we go. Now I want to get more grey white in there. Not white, grey white. If you put white there, it's going to look real loud. Travel Dreamer looks like a photo. I don't know if it looks like a photo, but thank you. Now I'm going to grab some grey. I'll get rid of that brush. Put it in the water. I'll grab some grey and white because I want it grey white. Like old petrified wood. Could probably put a little bit of that colour in it. There we go. Now this is not as wet because I want it to tear. I might need to dry it as well. Now I want this side of it brighter than the other side. So I'm going to come down right against that edge. Don't leave none of that dark against that edge, otherwise you ruin the illusion. Where's that colour? Right down there. I'm going to fix the shadow of that hole up in a minute because, like I said, this post is the painting. The rest is just there for company. This post is the main character of this painting. tearing down, tearing down. It's up to you how you do this, but my goodness, it's just a lot of fun, isn't it, eh? And what's happening with the top there? I think I'll get a bit more over here and I can darken it up and add some more highlights to really three-dimensionalise it all there. I've just grabbed a little bit more white on there because I want a knot. It's always good to have a knot in the wood. And the reason why they call it a knot in the wood there is because a branch is where it tried to grow out, but it didn't grow out anywhere, so it's not a branch anymore. So that's why they call it a knot. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Now I'm grabbing just a pure white, even on that dirty brush, and I want this side, where is that white? I want this side of it pure white now, really where it's really sun damaged. Coming down there, not too much, not too much. And then around here, depicting the depth in the top of that. Oh, I don't like the look of that, so I'll get rid of that dark bit there. And something like this, I'm not going to go on for days, but you can keep going backwards and forwards until you're happy with it, okay? Yeah, I'm sort of happy with it. What I can do is probably get just the darkest black. Where's the black over there? With the brown. Get that nice and dark in that hole there. On a nice dark hole, just to that bit there where the shadow is. And you'll see what the darks do. Watch this. This is the more 70-30 black burnt umber. 70 being the percentage of the black. Dark down here. Nice and dark pocket within the top there, and you can come down like that and scratch down, and that, to me, that dark paint has just given it a bit more realism, I suppose. Do you want a bit of wire hanging off it? You can if you want. I'm not gonna. I want to grab the this sand colour and it's darker there, and then it's just fading out over here. Clean the brush and add the highlight to the sand. So where's my sand highlight? Oh no, I think I've lost it. There it is. Try and get a bit of sand highlight around there just to highlight the hole. Because you need your holes highlighted in the right spot. Okay, is that looking okay? It'll do, it'll do. I'm just going to bleed it in the hole a little bit, just because I want to. And I'll grab that grey again, wherever it was, and just fix up some of that. Careful. "71 minutes, that means it's an hour and hour, 70, 10, 11, an hour and 11 minutes. Kiwi. Down here. Just going to put my autograph on it and then we'll whack a frame on it, eh? See how she looks. Turn there, you. I'll put down here. Very little. And I want to thank all my supporters who support me every month. Much appreciated. Let's whack a frame on that and just see how she looks. Hang on, let's get light out of the way. Okay. And just remember, you can do it with your practice. Where's the painting? There we go. That's not too shabby. We've got our realistic kind of sky there. We've got some vibes happening in the sand there and the ocean in the background. We've got dimension. Nothing's looking flat, and I know you can do it. But I'm quite happy with that. And if you like what I did, tell your friends. But if you don't, you tell everybody. Goodbye, good luck, and good on you.